All right, y'all. So we got something cool came in the mail today. Looks like a big thin box. I wonder what it might be. Let's go ahead and open this guy up and see what's up. Alrighty, y'all. Rokbloks, mud flaps. This is what comes in the box. You get a thank you letter from the president. Instructions, guide by. You get a couple of pictures, things like that, tell you what to do. Here's a little list of everything that comes with mud flaps. Front mud flaps, rear mud flaps, sticker for your window or whatever, a couple of clear decals. I'm not sure what these go for. Maybe for paint protection or something like that. Some Smarties candy. Can't beat that. You know, I would have liked it better if you got two of these instead of just one, but it's all right. So we're gonna go ahead and figure this thing out. Read over the instructions before we get too far ahead of ourselves, and we'll figure out how to install these guys, and we will be ready to go. Okay, guys, this is the hardware you'll need in case your truck does not have the mud flap hardware from the factory. I use these Dorman number 8 by 1/2 inch license hardware. They're just little plastic tabs that go into the fender well where the factory attachments would be. Some stainless steel sheet metal screws, number 8 by 3/4. And I went ahead and got some washers just in case I needed some. It's probably good to have. Anyway, you need 3 for every side, so you got to have 2 packs of this because it comes with 3. And then you get a couple of packs of these for a total of 6. So I had to get another pack just for that 1 extra screw. I didn't want to use these; they're a little short for the extra depth of the Rokbloks mud flaps. I figured I'd get 3/4 inch instead of 1/2 inch. So over here, actually, let me grab one of these guys. So over here, you can see on my truck, it only has these little plastic tabs. They're not actually screws or anything. So once you pop those off, these will just snap right in. So that'll give you a place to put those screws and mount the mud flaps to. So you're going to replace all 3 of these on each side, and you'll be able to make it happen. Okay, next step is to attach the rear flap. This one's going to go on there like so. You can see how the mounting holes line up. One thing you have to do is tear this little piece off, and then there's 4 mounting holes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be a nut for the 4th piece of hardware, and that is going to consist of a longer screw, a washer, plastic spacer, and another washer. Okay, what you have to do, stick this through the hole that's labeled number 4. It's the very bottom one towards the inside of the bed. And you're going to put another washer in between both sides of the fender. Then you're going to put the rubber spacer, mud flap, and then you'll need to use this guy in between the mud flap and the other end of the screw as the nut. Alright, y'all, I'm laying on my back for this video because it's the easiest way to present this. We're working on the front mud flap made by Rokbloks, and I'm going to show you guys how this is set up. First thing you need to do is take out all 4 factory screws. Just remove them completely. Clean this area real good. They say to use degreaser. That's what I use, some paint prep stuff. And it comes to this plastic film It's really hard to see on camera, but it comes on this sheet. I still got to do the driver's side. And it goes right here along the body line down. I started about half an inch above where the factory screw is on top, and I just went all the way down. Okay. And then you're going to put all 4 brackets on. The longest one out of the whole bunch is going to go on the bottom here. The other one that has 2 holes is going to go on number 1, and then 2 and 3, or I'm sorry, 3 and 4 are going to have the little short brackets. Or you can go 1 and 2 is going to be short, 3 is the long, and 4 is the longest. I think the instructions say 4 is the longest. So next step is we're going to get all, well actually next step was to mount all these brackets. I still have them loose so we can adjust them. And then the next step I believe is going to be to actually attach the mat. So, or the mud flap I should say. So we'll get that done here in just a second. Okay, I have the front mud flap mocked up here. You can see it's still loose. Haven't tightened anything. This is how it's going to look. Word of advice, look at the pictures they give you. I couldn't get any holes to line up the first time. It was because I was trying to put the brackets on the outside of the mat. They gotta go on the inside, so I figured that out after a few minutes. So you can see it's cut pretty good for the bottom of the fender. You can just snug this up. I can see why they included the clear film, because this is going to rub. So that's pretty cool that they included that. I probably should have put this a little bit higher, but I think it's fine. I can just, you know, adjust it down like that or whatever. But just got to get these things snugged up. What I would do is probably start at the bottom, get that tight, and then hold it up like this and into the body, and then tighten them up as you go. Now this one kind of sits out a little bit, so you can move those in, and then we'll get these tight, and then I'll show you guys the final product here. All right, y'all, I got all the screws tightened. You can't over tighten these. You just want to tighten them just enough where the lock nut actually works. So you can see there. One thing I kind of wish they would have included was maybe washers for the back side, but I think they'll be just fine. Last thing to do is tighten up the factory screws. I left those loose so that we can still kind of move this thing around and get it where it needs to be. Again, I would start at the bottom, or you can start at the top. It probably doesn't matter. But let's go ahead and get this guy tightened, and that will be it for this side. Okay, everybody, so we got all these mud flaps installed. I'm going to show you guys the final product. This is the Rokbloks mud flap kit. Retails for 150 bucks. You can see they kind of hang out a little bit, but I think it's all right. It's just right. Obviously, this is the front. They come with these brackets. There's 4 brackets. You can't see the 4th one, it's in the very bottom, but they also include some paint protection film so it doesn't rub on your fender. A little bit of adjustment there to get it nice and tight. This one I probably could adjust just a little bit, but it's okay. And here's the rear. As a reminder, it did not come with hardware to attach it to your truck if your truck did not have the existing hardware for factory mud flaps. I had to buy some little license plate bracket nuts that clip into the fender, and then that gives you something to screw into. So I will make sure to include in the description the part numbers and everything you need for that in case your truck doesn't come with it, so it'll save you the hassle of trying to locate all that stuff. So there's the rear. You can see it from the passenger side. And just in case you're wondering if they change color, they do. These have been on, this one's been on my truck for like, I did the rears first because they're easy. This one's been on my truck for about 2 weeks. It's rained a little bit, so you can see they're kind of a little bit faded already. These are brand spanking new. I just put them on at the beginning of this video, so it came out pretty good. The rears are a little confusing, or I'm sorry, the fronts are a little bit confusing.
The instructions are a little bit confusing, but you'll get it, and hopefully my video will help you get these things put on nice and straight, and it won't be so intimidating. But my final thoughts on these, they're $150. They do protect your truck, keeps you from getting rock chips, keeps your truck from getting so dirty on the side. They are built very well. I mean, although they are just rubber, there is some engineering behind it. I think they did design a pretty decent product. They're nice and stiff. They're not going to bend or mess up over time. As far as fading and stuff, we'll see, you know, after about 6 months or so, if we think that they're not going to stay black or they, you know, get a weird color, then, you know, we'll let you know. Last little tidbit of information. When you're putting these mats on, don't put these metal brackets right up against the paint. Make sure you leave a little bit of a gap, how I did there. There's plenty of adjustment here that they left you. See, I have mine all the way out. You know, that's just kind of how it sits. And of course, don't tighten everything until you're done. That way you have plenty of adjustment. You hold the mud flap where you want it to be, and then you tighten the screws. So anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like this video, make a comment if you have any questions. And again, I do take prayer requests, so please do not forget about that. And you all have a blessed day. Thank you, and take it easy.
Bye.